And that's kind of the crazy thing for me. Like, that's kind of the storytelling for me for this match, because RVNT, they were so close to qualifying already. I mean, they were the first one of the first teams who made it to the 3-0 stage of the 2-0 stage of this tournament was, and they lost 14-15 versus Pyromania. They were so close. They were so close. And now they're like on their last chance of making it to this playoff stage versus Aphelion, which so far had, I think we were kind of surprised, really similar results. Like, both teams are really close when it coming down to the star results which they had so far in this tournament. So it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a wide open match. Anyone can take it. Another reason why we took this match, like why we want to stream this match, as you have said, both teams can be really creative. So I think that's really cool to watch. I'm really excited to see those two teams going head to head.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier today about the teams to keep an eye on, and you had mentioned some of the teams that were the contenders that we saw through the World Championships. Obviously, Queenwalkers, who is out, unfortunately, but we have Stret, who is in, and Tompanai, who's fighting their way in. But some of those teams that we were looking forward to kind of keeping an eye on were Aphelion, were RVNT, were Genshin Clan, and War and Glory, that still have these opportunities to stay in it. So these are the teams that are fighting hard for those last 3 spots to get into the playoffs. And again, the playoffs will be next weekend, and this is for a $50,000 prize pool, with third place walking away with $5,000, second place with $15,000, and first place will walk away not only with $30,000, but the first golden ticket to the World Championships. And it starts off here and now as Philip comes in with the first attack for Aphelion Esports with what you said we don't get to see enough of, the Super P.E.K.K.A Smash. But how close will it be this time around?
Yeah, I mean, the last Super P.E.K.K.A Smash, like the Super Wizard P.E.K.K.A Smash, was already an adventure, a roller coaster of emotion. I think is the right phrase right there. So let's see how he's going to get sorting things out, because this time it is RVNT who have to defend that. Queen is set in there, and the wall break already happened, so the smash can get unleashed onto this base. So let's see if the Queen is backtracking or anything unexpected is happening, or everything is going to plan, because so far he's having the siege barracks selected. Let's see if he's going to change that.
Yeah, and I like the opening in the walls for this king to actually lead into the core of the base and towards the town hall compartment. Siege Barracks actually working from the northern side at that 12 o'clock corner is going to take care of the cleanup there and keep everything forcing along. We've got the jump connecting to the core. These healers getting targeted, but not knocked down for the count, and the Queen's able to hold on to her ability to try and make their way through. But it's the king to barrel on into the town hall, and the Queen on the opposite side all by her lonesome.
Yeah, the problem was that the headhunters from the clan castle ran to the king, and all of those P.E.K.K.A followed, and now those P.E.K.K.A are inside that town are poisoned. That's not where they're supposed to be, especially with those healers following. That's really bad news for Philip. Now we have to wait and see how this is going to work. I mean, he has a lot of P.E.K.K.A alive, but there's no healers alive to keep the P.E.K.K.A healthy in this next tornado trap. It's over there as well, and the Royal Champion coming in. It's only this compartment. Can this compartment getting taken down? The Golem is taking nicely. Giant bombs on the outside is are going off, but the Wizard at the bottom side should be able to clear things out, and that should be the first 3-star of this match. The Golem being tanky enough to survive he hasn't even popped, surviving the entire attack. That's crazy. And even though the P.E.K.K.A had their own definition of this plan, still things are working out great, and this means Philip is getting the first 3-star for Aphelion Esports.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that look in his face where it was just like a little where, I don't know, this went fully to plan, but he still managed to recover it well. And you do see this a lot with players who are using these quite often, either in Legends Leagues, like where they're using the same attack style over and over, that they get the practice on how to adjust on the fly, and also just doing friendly challenges that really can help hone your skill of how to adjust an attack that does go wrong, and use your heroes the maximum ability, because we can't forget how much power these heroes actually do offer in general. And that's where it can really save your raid. But we can see the stats below here for the other wars going on at the same time. We've got VN, Tomp and I coming in with the 3-star first over Gensen Clan. Of course, Aphelion coming in here with the 3-star, and Absolute Zero claiming a 3-star start. So all teams off to a raring beginning and not wanting to let up.
That's right. Perfect start for every single team. The question, like for the first attacking teams, for the red teams on our graphic. Now the question is, can the blue teams follow up? Can they 3-star as well? Or is this going to be like the few teams already having a big lead? We have the first attack coming in, and that's another P.E.K.K.A. Smash. What is going on? Both teams are starting things off with P.E.K.K.A. Smash attacks on those diamond-shaped bases. Now I'm looking forward to see how this works out, because this single front tower looks really, really dangerous. That's why there's a blimp coming in.
Yeah, so we've got the blimp starting through. We've got a rage ready to go for those Yetis. Clear out that pass for the Queen, taking on some heavy hitting damage for her. Also picking up those skelly traps along the way, but the Queen, Queen's backtracking. We've already got the wall break open, and the Queen's pushing to the opposite side of the base. I think we're going to have to adjust on the fly for this.
Yeah, but I don't think that's too problematic. Yeah, the smash is coming in without any problems. The King is following on that top side. More wall breakers are coming in. The question now is, with the blimp and like the siege machine overall already gone, how is he going to handle that town hall? The warden not following perfectly. Now the warden ability maybe, and there we go. Nice warden ability, but still the problem is the town hall. There is no second jump. Or am I blind? I mean, how is he planning to take down the town hall?
Sheer force and power of the troops beating their way through. He's got his perfect wall breaker, aka the Archer Queen here, to try and barrel her way through, but the King works on the outside edge. We've got the Royal Champ trying to sneak her way in to take it on. He's going to have to freeze up these singles to give the power to the Royal Champion and try and keep this Queen alive in the core, who's already burned through the ability. Rage comes down, going to need to freeze up this combination to get her through. Launches that Seeking Shield, freezes up the single, another freeze coming down, gets the Town Hall in position, and the healers switch over to the Royal Champ, but that's not enough to keep her alive, and that is not going to be enough to finish off the job here. So that means Aphelion not only come in with their first 3-star, but they come in with their first defense at the P.E.K.K.A. Smash as well.
Yeah, and a really low percentage as well, you have to say that. I mean, at the moment, we have seen, I mean, the prime example was probably the match from Strut versus One Glory, where even though they had a 1-star, percentage were in their favor, and that's why they were able to get the comeback. And especially with the matches, or like we have more and more rounds, more and more matches getting played. The problem is just that obviously there are more mistakes happening because the players are now playing for like 5 hours. It's not easy to stay that concentrated for 5 hours straight. So overall, some more small mistakes are happening. And with that, Sammy, again, really, really close. Like, we remember he did the emotional attack earlier already, where the second star was kind of close. So it's kind of the same story again. I think just the wall breakers did not happen as intended. And so far, you can see the only match which started with 3 to 3 stars was actually Tompinai versus Gensan Clash.
Yeah, you know, and I think the pressure starts building up too at this point. You know, you have only one final chance to get through this, and it starts building. Let's take a look, because we do have the stats coming up. We were talking about the blue teams represented, and we do have Gensen Clan with the 3-star against Tomp and I, so keeping that tied up. RVNT obviously down by a star, as is War and Glory over Absolute Zero. So interesting to see that there are some leads starting off, a little bit of pressure showing from these teams, but War and Glory isn't too far behind on percent. They could find the defense coming in, but again, we had Absolute Zero with that 14-star war against Queen Walkers, and that's what War and Glory has to worry about.
Yeah, I think at this stage, all of those teams have the capability of getting those really high-scoring matches. And now we are going to see a Sui Lalo. That's something which Aphelion Esports did quite a bit when I watched their matches, or I casted their matches as well. It seems to be like just a cheap blimp for that Town Hall with probably some Sticky Goblins. Blimp has to be opened. Perfect timing. The Sticky Goblins are getting taken down. And with that, we have that Town Hall following shortly. Baby Dragon, I'm not sure yet if he's trying. Okay, he's just trying to funnel. I wasn't sure if he's trying to take down the lava out with that. Some people are trying to do that. Add a wizard, add some archers to make sure the lava is sticking around with that Baby Dragon. In that case, Queen is doing that in a nice and easy way. And now the heroes have to take a huge chunk of that base, and then he's starting with that lava.
Yeah, so Skelly's down to help protect the push coming in. This is going to provide a little bit more power and tank coming through and distraction. So this gives the king more push deeper inside, with the queen working her way behind. I like the position of this royal champ to come in for that scatter shot position. She's flinging all those spring traps along the way, but we've got the Skellies coming out, so she gets a little bit distracted before making her way through, but we do have an invisibility spell to help carry her along with that rage, just to keep her going strong.
Yeah, really creative use with that rage, making sure the Royal Champ is taking all of the value she needs. And that's something which I kind of learned and listened from like people like Stefan, who tried okay, I want to mention, really highlight, they tried to teach me Sui Lalo. And that's like the approach, having this creativity and flexibility of using the spells. Sometimes you're using like 2 rages, skeleton spells, freezes, everything just for the entry, and sometimes nothing. So that's like really the fancy thing right there. We can see how the defending queen is just getting obliterated by those rage up headhunters. Now the Lalo power does not have to worry about too much with the queen, which is still alive at this stage of the attack.
Yeah, the queen had her ability reserved in the core to take down the defending king, takes down the air sweeper. Just a beautiful charge through with that additional wall break to carry her along, but this Lalo pathing is absolutely superb from Gandalf. And this is exactly why we wanted to watch this match from Aphelion, knowing not only their creativity, but the beauty of the Lalos and the attacks that they do come in with. I mean, if you don't believe in the power of Lalo, look at what he has left over here with the loons, with the minions, with the queen still alive. And that wasn't even a queen charge. She managed to survive that test of time coming through. So a successful triple coming in, which is going to keep Aphelion Esports in the lead for now over RVNT, unless we can see the tables turn.
Yeah, for now, they keep the lead. But I mean, as you said, table can turn anytime, because it is only the 3rd attack of the match out of 10 attacks. So anything can still happen. I'm looking forward to see the stats in just a second of the other matches, because right now we have only 3 matches going on, and the winner of every single match is going to get to the next stage, the playoff stage, while every single team which is not getting that victory in this last match, they're dropping out of this first tournament for the Clash of Clans World Championship. And a lot money is on the line, a lot of chances, a lot of promotion obviously for those teams and for those esports organizations. So I'm super excited to see what is up next. RVNT should strike next, and hopefully they're getting some nice 3 stars to make this match close. And there we have it. So far, Champion Knight 2 out of 2. That's really impressive. We're already in the next attack, and this means another smash.
So we've got Chertino coming in. Someone was asking earlier, where is Chertino? He has been playing. And he is coming in with a Super P.E.K.K.A Smash. Now we do have the log launcher to open up the course of the base, and what we do often see with this style of smash attack is coming from the opposite side of the town hall. The log launcher does open up a position to clear open those walls and give us a path in coming in, but we often bring an extra jump just in case we don't get the full push and opening into the wall, but it can easily connect us into some of the outlying compartments where we do tend to have these scatter shots coming through. But the Warden leading the pass coming through, and we really need to shape up the funnel to shift it to another direction so we get a straight line forcing along and we don't have too much stray through the core of the base or away from it.
The Queen nicely going to this far left side, and there's now the log launcher coming in. The wall break is perfectly happening. The Golem tanking everything. There's now the P.E.K.K.A coming in. The Super Wizards protected behind. Let's see how long he can keep those Super Wizards alive. It's sometimes a bit tricky, to be honest, to keep them really alive. The jump in the core is opening up pretty much everything. So now the question is, how are those loons splitting? And when is he going to use the Warden ability? Because, I mean, the Multi-Fern Tower is on his healers.
Yeah, he's got to get this going. Typically, you want it going through the core of the base where you have the majority of the traps and where you have to worry about those healers getting targeted. Does manage to keep everything safe. Yeti's open up to help out with the Town Hall. And again, the jump you mentioned gives the access, but we could just reach over the wall to take it on as a Royal Champ sneaks through from the opposite side under rage to take down the entire back end compartment. Still a lot of power left on the back end with the Tesla farm that they have to burn their way through. But King's got his ability, Queen's got her ability, and Royal Champ just about to set off and launch hers as well.
Yeah, that is the Tesla with the top side.
Ooh.
It's time. It's really time at this point. I mean, it's 45 seconds left. Royal Champ, can she save her ability? Yes, she can. So those tests are a one-shot. It's all about time. The Queen has to go through another wall. And let's see. Tesla, no, there's a lot of damage. I mean, I'm always surprised how much damage a cannon or an archer tower can do.
Yeah, so Royal Champ does get that regenerative boost, not quite enough, and the Queen is going to suffer unless the archers can take the lead. But again, you mentioned the time, it's a storages to get through. Queen's just behind those archers as the cannon fires away. 8 seconds left to go. 6 seconds, and it's down to the final 2 remaining structures. He throws his hands down knowing it's the 99%. Lost so much through that Town Hall poison bomb. And this is a bit of a heartbreaker for Tritino, getting so close, but not quite enough to get the 3-star that they so desperately needed.
Yeah, they really needed a 3-star, especially after this start from Aphelion Esports. So far, it is looking rough for them. It's really looking rough for them. But let's take a look at the other matches. We have seen now FZ0 having the lead in the match versus War and Glory. And then on the other side, we have Tompinai. There we have just the new results coming in. Tompinai leading with 1-star and pretty good percentage. And the same thing on the other match side with the FZ0 match. And then we have RVNT really far behind, unfortunately, right now. So not Camille now coming in. Can he push the Aphelion Esports even further ahead? And he's coming in with the Suilalo, but he is bringing the Golem to the party. So let's see how much value he can get with this Golem and the Queen and the King all in this one compartment.
Ooh, and the Royal Champ coming from the outskirts, going for that scatter shot position. Now, we have no jump. We have no super wall breaker to power this through. Royal Champ has the added distraction of those Skelly spells to try and keep her through, but does have to drop the invisibility to ensure that she gets past those Skellies, gets a scatter shot taken down, and clears out that compartment. Log Launcher, though, is what is going to open up the core of the space, leading to the multi and shaping up everything that Camille needs to come in. But the Town Hall is still going to remain open on this one, which means we're going to have to lollo straight through that. Rocket Loons just go for the King and miss a Queen.
Yeah, they're still dealing a lot of damage at the same time though, but those Yetis, oh my goodness. With those Yeti Mites, he's going to easily take down the Multi-Inferno Tower, the Sweeper, maybe even the second Sweeper, depending on where the Yeti Mites are going. No, they're going for the Warden. He is getting the Warden down as well. The Queen is still alive with her ability. That's just madness, how much he took down just with his heroes. That's just insanity. Queen ability, there we go. Can he even get down the Royal Champion is the question, but so far it does not look like it. He has a ton of spells at this point left, but needs to keep freezing that Town Hall. Another freeze. Is he not going to use it? No, no more freezes. But now, 9 loons to overcome this backhand. Another haste to get out of the poison. Now it's all about this backhand.
This heal, the Skelly spell combination to get through the defending Royal Champion, and the multi is amazing. The surround of loons coming in for the scatter shot, for the wizard tower, for all that splash that comes in. Camille keeping this going strong, and you can see the split of the loons. This helps in these splash areas, which is why you want to spread out your loons and get this coming in. Headhunters coming down for the cleanup. We've got minions spread around on the storages, and there is nothing stopping this one. Itsu, Camille coming in for Aphelion Esports with yet another 3-star to drop on the board and try and claim their way into one of the final 3 spots into this playoff.
Yeah, Aphelion Esports looking incredibly strong right there. I mean, it's kind of cool as well because it's a German team, and I know, like, streaming them from the beginning, like years ago, kind of. I know those players, and just seeing the journey which they had over their Clash of Clans player career, it is kind of crazy. Now seeing them over here completely smashing those bases, that's just super cool to see. And let's see if they can keep going and just secure this last, or like one of the last spots in the playoffs. But at the same time, we can see Absolute Zero, another 3-star, is getting harder and harder for War and Glory. I mean, as well, we have so many of those teams. For example, RVNT, they were one of the first teams who were at this 2-0 mark. They were 1 star away from getting one of those playoff spots versus Perumia. But, I mean, they were so close, yet it's not looking good for them, and they might get out of this tournament after this match. It's really unfortunate.
It is, especially after such a long day. We are in round 5, and you mentioned it before. These teams, these players get tired after a while. It takes a huge toll on them, especially with the emotional ups and downs of the way these attacks can go. But let's see what Joker can do for RVNT. Joker, you see the AF there, part of Andros Fighters, former Italian team, where we do see a lot of the Italian players coming from, opting to go for the hero dive coming in, the queen charge with a log launcher to set up for this charge. But we don't even just have that, we've got a jump to connect through, so it looks, I was going to say, it looks like he's going for a deep dive, but the queen does have the opening in the wall to make her connection back in, and if we see the Yetis coming out, they will help quite a bit with that multi in the center of the base.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to have the queen going in there. I think he just wanted to take down the eagle because he was not able to reach it. But at the same time, I think Yetis would have been way better choice, because then he could have maybe taken down the Multi-Inferno Tower, because I think the Multi-Inferno Tower was on the menu as well. You can get so much with those queen charges. I'm trying to play kind of the same style with this log launcher, and with Yetis inside you can get like above 90% with just this queen charge in your heroes, which is just beyond crazy if you get this log launcher right. And I think he went for something similar, taking down the core, taking down the Multi-Inferno Tower. Now he has to adapt though, because he has not used the Warden, so he wants to take down the tunnel with his Lado, but still he has a long way ahead of him, and I mean there's still a lot of on the back end, so this queen needs to do her job. And now he needs to pray that there is no red bombs behind this Multi-Inferno Tower, because otherwise those healers are gone.
Oh, but he's gotten so much value taking on the Air Sweepers. World Champ also helping alongside. But loses out to the single targeting Inferno. So we need to get these loons working his way through. Queen's raged up, but has already burned through the ability, has taken down the defending AQ, and for now, distracting the scatter shot, which is huge for this loon push coming out of the town hall. Beats her way through the wall, and actually might recover with the invisibility spell, keeping her alive. Joker's in a good spot to carry this through.
Oh, the scatter shot is trying to find a target, and it's going for the last loon in this loon parade. And as long as this is going to be fine on time, I think he's already celebrating. He knows it's going to be a 3-star, and this means that Joker is getting that first 3-star on the board for RVNT. Really cool idea with the lock launcher, trying to not only create the funnel for the Queen to walk into that direction, but as well taking down the Eagle. Still not 100% sure. Maybe he just invested this Dragon Rider with those loons just to make sure that if there's any red mines in this core, he's going to trigger them. So overall, getting the 3-star, all what you want, and this means a nice 3-star as well. And one thing which wait, did I see this just right? I think in this clan castle there was 1 minion, 3 loons, and 1 Dragon Rider. This means the clan castle was not 100% filled. I'm just confused, but either way, it's a 3-star, that's what counts. And yeah, the first 3-star for RVNT. And the other matches are looking still close because Tompi Knight just had their first fail. But on the other side, Absolute Zero and Warren Glory are still within 1 star of each other.
But I like that pickup on the fact that he brought in those air troops rather than the Yetis, because the Queen ultimately was meant to jump into the core to take on that multi and clear out the core of the base. So essentially you were worried about the traps along the way. So very, very smart move, because even though the Yetis are the choice where you know you can pick up the value of taking down the multi, it doesn't necessarily give you the pathing that you want at the end of the day. So yeah, smart 200 IQ move coming in there, but it's not enough to keep them in on the board. They're still 2 stars behind. They need to find some defenses. And will it rely with Eyewitness as he comes in with more Lalo? Blimp carrying along the way into this multi-compartment, stuck with a tornado trap, but can still open up, get those Yetis down. We've got the rage set to go. And looking to clean up the majority of this push and setting the Queen on course to lead towards that Eagle compartment.
And one thing which is crazy is he's having 22 loons in a Queen Charge Lalo. I think he had like even more, obviously invested already a couple of them in coconut loons and everything. That's quite a bit. No funnel troops whatsoever except that. And he has to rage. Okay, he kind of gambled there. He wanted to not use the Queen ability just yet and not use the rage just yet. Well, let's see how that's going to work now that he lost that Queen ability. He's going to come into a lot of heavy damage. There's the King, there's the Warden, there's the Royal Champ, and a Ground Expo. He needs to be super careful, otherwise he might lose that Queen without any ability left anymore at this point.
Yeah, especially coming into a compartment with the Eagle, with the King, and with the Warden Tower. That rage might not be enough to secure it. He does have an invisibility spell to try and keep her alive. Headhunter to help push through the King, but we talk about why we invest those abilities a little bit later through, and it's because of all the heavy incoming damage. Expo firing away, and at some point the scatter shot is too. So Royal Champ's not going to benefit from having the invisibility spell now to try and work deeper inside the core of the base to get to that multi. So it is sacrificed coming into this, and it's a widespread for the Lalo to now have to push through. This could be the defense potentially that RVNT was waiting to see. They need more than this, but it could be a start if he doesn't play his cards right with the Lalo.
Yeah, and again, the Lalo from the town hall, that's always to me so scary, because there is so many things that can go wrong with the tornado trap or things like that, but so far it's looking good. The loons are leaving the town of poison kind of quick, I want to say. The multi-front on the core is still standing. It's 40 or like 45 seconds left, and the Queen should get forced into that core. That means another 3-star. Aphelion Titans really showing off today in this last match. Really, I have to say, I'm really surprised in a good way how well they're handling this pressure. It is crazy. Nicely done. Eyewitness getting this 3-star and smashing this base with a really beautiful Queen Charge Lalo.
That smile on his face, you gotta love it. One of the riskiest approaches to come in. I mean, the minute he waited to drop that rage, like you said, it's a trade-off, but a lot of these players like to play it very loosey-goosey with their rages, and it can cost in the end. This is not a match that you really want to leave that to chance, but he did recover it very nicely and had at least to know with all that they were still 2 stars up. So this still secures them in a perfect position to carry forward. But looking at the remaining stats, we've got Absolute Zero who's gone perfect so far. They are 4 for 4 on the board, and they are just dominating over War and Glory now. V and Tomp and I, with the 8 stars on the board, they claim a 1-star lead over Genshin Clan. So they have been held back at least 1 attack now. So Genshin can maybe find the opportunity to sneak in. However, that's a huge percentage differential between them.
Yeah, but you have to think about this, like, for Absolute Zero. It is so crazy to me, just the journey of them through the system. First match, they faced Strut, where they had 14 stars, which is not a bad result at all, but Strut had 15. So they lost that 14 to 15 against Strut. In the second match, then they played versus another GB2 and lost that 13 to 14. So another 13 stars, which isn't bad. And then they had to win every single match. First off, facing against Queen Walkers, one of the best teams right now in the world. And that was from that point on only do or die. And really, they really turned things around. And so far, they're looking really good. But coming back to the match, which we're seeing right now, RVNT coming in with another Queen Charge Lalo. Queen Charge Lalo seems like to be the favorite strategy from pro players. I think that's today the most used strategy, I think, for us in the stream. What do you think? I think Queen Charge Lalo was for sure up there.
Absolutely. I think in general you see this from a lot of the top teams, especially because it's so versatile, especially when you have players who are well versed in Queen Charges. But look at the pathing that we're already setting up. We do have the log launcher to connect this Queen and King opening into the core of the base, charging the Queen along. We're going to meet everything together. Warden already powering through. When we see this, we're going in for a deep dive in the core of the base, and we know that the loons, with only 18 and some that we might even additionally use as some Coco loons for support, are going to be used for the reinforcement on the backside of the base. But he's got to get all the way to the town hall here to make this connection and take the town hall down, because the loons don't have the support of the Warden now.
Yeah, and again, this entry from the other side of the base, it's always quite risky. Let's see if he can make his Queen follow the path which he's creating. And take a look at that. That's exactly what I mean. With those lock launcher entries from the other side of the base, that's what you can get. Take a look. I mean, there's barely any base left. He has 2 rages left. He has a freeze left. He can, like, keep freezing that single Inferno Tower forever. And there is no base left at this point. It's only the scatter. It is just crazy how powerful those Queen Charges with the lock launcher are. And it's perfectly displayed right now in this attack. So I hope that he's not messing it up now after I said this.
Oh, the healer's getting, almost complete. Yep, picked off. Queen's down for the count. So the remaining spells need to be used for the Lalo, but he's got the support he needs, invisibility to boot as well, and plenty of time on the clock. Kingpen knows he's got this one in the bag with the swag, invisibility, and this puts them down for, dare I say it, a perfect war? A perfect war finish here, Itsu?
I mean, let's say
I'm sorry, RVNT. Sorry, RVNT coming in, getting the 3-star they needed. I'm thinking this is the Aphelion coming in.
Okay, now I'm looking forward to the last attack
getting
of Aphelion,
closer.
If they're failing now, God bless. I mean, that would be crazy. Well, let's see what Aphelion has come up with. But it's looking already really good. Let's take a look at the other matches. We have no new stats coming in, I think. Tomp and I, 2 out of 4. On the other side, Genshin Clash can still catch up. Not percentage-wise, though. Like, even with a 3-star, they would be not on the same percentage level. Yeah, so let's wait for the stats to refresh. But either way, Last attack now in for Aphelion in just a couple of seconds, and they have the chance of going for that perfect perfect wall which you just mentioned. Let's see how that's going. And there we have the stats. Wait a second, did Gensan just 1-star? I think so, right? Because they had 3 attacks, 7 stars, and now they have 4 attacks, 8 stars. Yeah, so Genshin Clash just 1 star, which means that match should be pretty much done as well. So Tompinai should get one of the playoff spots. And we have now a Queen Charge, Lalo with the Dragon Rider. This strategy, which Exorcists use quite a bit from Tribe and Legends, and people started copying because this Dragon Rider can be a huge game changer with triggering red bombs and just reaching different buildings which are out of reach for that Queen. Let's see where exactly he's going to use that.
So Queen already set on her course, leading in. We've got the Sneaky Gob also helping to shape up the path, and 3 super wall breakers to just force our way along into this base. And again, we're looking at the strategy where we have not very many loons to actually come in. So is this another deep dive to try and barrel our way along, get the access towards the town hall, work the heroes to take it on? And here comes that Drag Rider to take on the Eagle position. Nice, easy access coming in. And also continuing to force a Queen through. Rage down quick and freezes up. Ooh, those rocket loons keeping the Queen nice and safe without having to burn through the ability.
Yeah, there's another King into that Pesta form, and he has to invest the Royal Champion right away. There's the wall break right into that center, and again, those guys, really, my nerves cannot take that. Again, the Town Hall back end. What are you doing? You have to go for 2 stars. Maybe even a 1-star high percentage, and he is again going. Okay. I just have to keep calm and hope that this is going to be at least a 2-star. There's the Slammer coming in. There's the Lalo starting. Let's hope that the second star is on the board, and maybe even the perfect.
And we've got the Warden to come in with this, so the Lalo should be fine carrying through on this. Queen's got such easy open access, and we've got an additional wall break to open up. But there's so much access for the Queen to weave her way inside and out of this base. Warden hanging on to this ability to carry through. We do have an invisibility spell. Actually carries those heroes through as a Royal Champ jumps across, leading her way to that scattershot position. This is where we could see the invisibility spell coming in nice and handy as a loon sweep across through the haze. And a nice surround from the remaining loons. Wow.
And that Dragon Rider is really coming in clutch to protect those loons from the back end. Royal Champion though, no ability left, but the Queen with her healers should easily finish those last 2 buildings. And actually, you did not jinx it. That's nice. Perfect war for Aphelion Esports is there. You can see Mark celebrating getting that 3-star in. And, well, Aphelion Esports is going to be the next team which is going to make it into the playoff stage. And we have 2 more slots open. Tompinai looked like the next team on the list. And then we have to ask us the question, how is the match from Episode 0 looking? I think we are going to have the attack refresh in just a couple of seconds. Episode 0, what their last attack looked like. Because if they're 3-star, it is done. Even for really high percentage 2-star, and it should be done. So let's see how that looks like. But yeah, Tompinai looking good as well.
Yeah, Tompinai, easy stars for them. 2-star, obviously, easy win war. I mean, 1-star, I think, at this point, with what we're seeing from Genshin. Aphelion coming in with the perfect war. I had to try and, level the playing field here. We can't be biased on one side or the other, so we have to try and jinx each side equally. But there you go, Absolute Zero coming in with that perfect war, leaving no mercy for War and Glory. So we do know our final teams coming through with the win here and joining the playoffs, which we'll talk about momentarily as Bombador finishes off the day for RVNT. Let's see if you can finish it off strong, get the 13 stars on the board here with the Queen Charge, Lalo. But we do have the Flame Flinger in as well.
Yeah, I'm super looking forward to see where he's using that. Most likely for that Slammer. That would be maybe my guess. Even though there's an Expo behind, so he needs to be careful with coming into the Expo range. There's only a couple of defenses which can actually outrange a Flameflinger, the Expo being one of them, and then, for example, Waters. So you have to be careful with those. And let's see now how he's maybe supporting that Flameflinger later on. But now the Queen charges into this bottom area of this base, and he still has to get the Queen funneled into the multi-inferno tower because he has a jump in his army selection right now, which means he wants to jump into the core. But the Tesla farm at the bottom side is giving him a big problem, really big struggle to funnel and push his Queen into that core. Otherwise, Multi would just roast his healers.
Yeah, so forces that King ability to try and get her back on track, but it seems a struggle to get her back in. Freezes up the multi to keep the healers alive and well, but the Queen is not backtracking. And that jump, unfortunately, a bit too hasty. Healers are going to go down fast. It's up to the Royal Champ to try and carry this through, but there is no invisibility spell to keep her alive and well. Freezes might need to be used, but we also need to keep in consideration what we're going to use for the Lalo push coming into that Town Hall position. A bit unfortunate for Bombador to get this off course with what was looking so nice. But this was great placed Teslas to actually hold off this kind of push and path coming into the base.
And so far with the sweeper and maybe even the build-out going down. What about, yeah, there is it. Expo outranging that Flameflinger. Queen meanwhile trying to take down the Skitter Shot, which is not looking good for him. Town Hall should be taken down. But yeah, just a loon wall getting put into that town. Vulnerability in just a second. But there's the tornado trap of Doom rotating every single loon away from the Town Hall. Town Hall going down either way, and this means that the second star is secured. Can you still push to the third star? Which I do not think so, because Town Hall Poison plus Scatter, never a good combination versus loons.
Definitely not with the Eagle, the multi, and the Queen still in the core of the base here, even if they were able to make their way out of it. So 2-star remains on the board here for Bombador. A very nice effort from RVNT. We saw a beautiful power coming in from them, and as you mentioned, they were in that contention originally in the 2-0 spot and then slipped down and unfortunately met their demise against Aphelion Esports, who is now advancing on into the playoffs. So we have our official 8 teams that will be moving forward. This is absolutely incredible. But before we talk about that, let's take a look at this perfect war that came in from Aphelion. RVNT finishing off the day with 12 stars after an incredible performance. But Aphelion brought not only the right offense, but just the right defense to